Hi, so the topic of my video is how we treat others. I recall growing up, I made decisions in my life and never really thought about how those decisions could affect somebody else. And I mean, that's how I live my life. And I think that's really how the world lives their life. They make decisions and those decisions affect another. And when those decisions affect, so somebody else's decisions affects them, they don't like it. I didn't like it, people's decisions, because it had a negative effect on me. But as I had grown older and as I had, grew in God, the more that God shows me how my decisions can affect somebody else. And I mean, of course, the world operates in that every day. I mean, how many people of the world come to that realization of treating others as they want to be treated? We never really think about what if the tables are turned? We never really think about how another person is feeling, to empathize with them, putting ourselves in their shoes. I mean, the more that I've learned about God, the more I learn about his love, the more I try to now place myself in another's shoes, put myself in their position and ask myself, what are they thinking? How are they feeling about it? What are they going through? And I think that empathy is really what Jesus walked through in his life. The Samaritans, they're being trashed by people, all the Jewish people. But Jesus took a step away from all of that and saw them. He saw their hearts. And that's why he created that parable, you know, about the Samaritan that picked up the man that was beaten, took care of him. And then we see with Jesus walking in love like that, that even the Samaritans wanted him to teach them. And Jesus never walked in prejudice. He walked in true love. And once we come to know God and the deeper that we get with him and learn, with his love, and the more that our eyes can open to the people around us. And, I guess what really sparked me to make this video is, years ago, uh, and the point of this story is, I'm a delivery driver, of course, for Uber. And basically, we get a base pay, whether it's DoorDash or Uber, and it's really not that much. So, a tip is a gratuity. It's not something that we should expect. But what I had witnessed in a lot of the delivery orders is there is a promise of what you get or will get for the order. So if you're driving like 9 or more miles, or just, it could be like 3 or 4 miles, but some orders could be like, $10, $6, or whatever. We drivers choose that because it helps us with gas, and the things that we need, you know. So we'll select that order, and then if we're a good driver, then that is what we're, hoping to get, not what we're expecting to get. I guess with some people we're expecting it, but that's what we're looking forward to. And so I have seen a lot of people once the delivery is made, they reduce that tip. They take that away. And I think it's completely dishonest. It's not right. Because, I can understand if a driver's not good. I've heard of drivers that would place people's orders in front of their door. So when the customer opens their door, the order is knocked over. Who does that? And then I've heard of other drivers that they take somebody's order and they eat it. I mean, who's going to tip somebody like that? But I'm not like that. You know what I do? I will pick up an order. I will let the customer know I am currently waiting for your order. And then once I have the order, I let the customer know that I have your order and I am on my way. If there's any tie-ups on the road, I'll inform the customer that I'm going to try to take another route. I'll do what I can to be there quick and on time. And I believe that's going above and beyond what you would normally do. And so when a customer reduces that tip, it seems like it's a tactic. Okay, you're going to promise a driver so much. The driver's going to take your order. So now that you have your order, you're going to reduce your tip. And so, yeah, I know God is my source. I believe that. And he's going to give me, he's going to provide for me. But it doesn't negate the fact that you have people out there that do that. And it's not right. And so, like I said, to my original point, is sometimes we don't think about how our actions affect another, how our decisions affect another. We don't come to that realization until we go through it ourselves. And so basically, what I was going to say before is I recall when I worked at an NBC studio as a production assistant, I got paid, and it wasn't much. And so I wanted to take two of my best friends out to Chinese food. So we went to this buffet place, and I only had, I believe, enough for the order. I didn't think of a tip. And so, of course, they rightly rebuked me about that. And one of my friends, it hit home with him because he was a waiter. He used to go buy these tips that he would receive. And so naturally, somebody's going to be upset about that. What if you have a waiter or a waitress out there that's serving you, that, is looking at what you need? I mean, they're passing by your table. Oh, you're running out of drinks? Okay, well, they're going to go and be quick and fill up the drinks for them. They're going to ask them if there's anything that they need. They're going to be conscientious of, their customers. So somebody like that deserves a tip. And so, like I said, it hit home with a friend, and they rightly rebuked me. So, of course, I never thought, I wanted to give a tip, I believe, but I didn't have it on me. I only had enough for the meal. So you learn, it's a learning experience. So later on, you learn that, you gotta be sure to think about the waiter or waitress or somebody that's serving you. How are they being affected? They're living by what you're giving them. And there could be a lot of people out there that could dismiss this and say, oh, these people are below me and I don't have to tip them. They're lucky they have a job, and they have a job because of me. And somebody with that mindset is just, and that's what I mean, that if the tables were turned, then you start thinking about that, how you treated other people. And it's like what Jacob did. He deceived his father and his brother. And later on, God taught him that you don't deceive people. And he turned the tables on him by giving him an uncle that did the same thing as he did. And that's where he learned his wrong. So basically, that's the point of this video, is to really think about other people, putting ourselves in their shoes. How are they feeling about this? And making sure that we're watching the decisions that we're making, and thinking about other people before we make those decisions. So I just wanted to share that with you. Thank you for taking the time to watch.